Good morning. That's actually getting close to being done. So I keep having this problem where I get wrapped up in what I'm doing and not noticing that somebody talked on YouTube. So I did a search and there didn't seem to be any YouTube chat clients in the same way that Chatty is a Twitch chat client. So we're gonna have to make our own. Now I know that I can play a sound from my microphone alarms. But I also have an interest in looking up notices for other purposes. Alert box. Did I say alert? Yeah. Yeah, I should probably change that in the title as well. Notifications. Because that appears to be a misnomer. To left for correct. Thank you for the host. All right, that should do that. It's a little thing. For modern article outdated. Okay, well. Ooh. Ooh. Notification. Current permission. Okay, this is a value of the notification itself. Do we get notified if that changes? Well, I guess if we attempt to send... Ooh, can we return a result from a port? Actions array. Badge body. Data. Text direction line. ID. Icon image. Replaces an old one. Wait, these are read-only. Oh, so you have to create it in some way. In any browsers. Okay. On click. On close, on show. Request permission. So, yeah, we're going to have some way to poll if we have permission. Programmatically closes. All right, so we're going to need something at startup that has, like, notifications supported and... Well, we'll have unsupported, and then permission. Granted, denied. New notification. Hi there. Okay. Run on page load. Title options. Options. Where we can specify that, which is not... Maybe we have to get... Yeah, okay, so this particular handler would would define the options we can use. All right. So this is essentially going to be a bunch of ports. So let's get a new folder. Let's see. This is going to be YouTube chat notification. So we're going to need a bash to do elm package install. Right now, we don't need anything else. We'll eventually need HTTP and stuff to actually do the chat side of things. So this will give us a text file. Goes into the project. Oh, and I know from previous projects that I'm likely to need a source, a public. I wouldn't be surprised if I end up with a bin. And that I then have to change this to source. So then we're going to need source. Call this YouTube. Actually, how do they seem to write it that way? Well, yeah, that wouldn't necessarily match the dashes. Let's see. Do we have any other projects that are going to be like this? They're doing a lot of events. I mean, I guess OBS might check, but that could maybe be a slightly involved project. Module. YouTube chat notification. This one had to do model saving. That one does not. So, yeah, I can get this doing hello world before I do a harbor. Let's not need to do that. If we don't import message, then we don't have to worry about splatting it. We'll just need an API. So it's not exposing anything yet. Lizzie Live, thank you for the host. Import HTML. Import. I don't know any of the rest of these yet. This is going to look pretty similar. Init model. View model. Update subscriptions. Init. Actually, make model is not a terrible idea. Although, if parameters and things end up affecting... Right, I actually had a reason to abstract that in the last one. Oh, and this actually had a exterior model. Type alias model equals we don't actually have any state right now, so that makes this easy. We make check. All right, init update. You know, I think I just ended up close to the top in some other ones, and I kind of like that. Type message equals UI view.message. We'll need more of those eventually. Model command message update message model. And right now we have UI, which is going to be none right now. U.none. And yeah, this one's going to be pretty big. Update event. This was a big project. Subscriptions is a model to sub message if it actually sends anything. But right now it's going to be sub.none. We're going to have some things there very, very shortly. And source view.elm. I can actually import the model. I don't know if I'll get to R. Probably I won't get to Aria. Also module view exposing view message view not using that currently. Type message equals none. We can't actually type this without arranging to share our model somehow. Text view. All right, now we need another. I only did one of these. This was bash. Oh, you know what? The whole point of this is to test ports. So there's almost no point in not. Let's see. So recent project. I already made the directory. All right, so this is YouTube chat notification. YouTube chat notification. The sad thing is, since I'm using the Git shells, I almost don't need the batch files anymore. Which means I'm gonna need. Oh, that's right. I didn't. I went into the source directory. That's gonna have a bunch of stuff I. Well. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to actually adjust these icons, so it's not necessarily obvious to go ahead and keep that stuff. Really? YouTube chat notification. YouTube chat notification. Oh, that's more. That's some more symbol stuff. Well, this one actually had more icons. That's right. So I won't want all these anyway. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to be doing this yet. So bin monitor. I find variable model. Ooh. Map view.message. Right, because I was copying that from the other thing, which actually is a little bit different. So this is view.mess. Oh no, map UI. Oh. Yes. Oh, yes, that's correct. Oops, wrong browser window. Actually, that's not going to work too well. Oh, will that even work? That won't even work with a incognito window. All right, let's get you. I can find it. Get that visible. Elm stuff and public YouTube chat notification.js. Skeleton. I should probably. I'm getting to the point where I should almost look into getting a project generator. So I don't know. Yeah, I'll have to see if there's anything for that. I should put that on my to-do list. Project generator. Put that up a little bit. No. We're gonna need. Oh, am I in dark mode? I am in dark mode. Which does not work well with true. So now we can do. Yeah, you. And it's harbor. Okay, well, you don't have much. Port module harbor exposing. All right, so what are we going to need? We're going to need to be able to attempt to send. Denied, granted. Choice is unknown. The browser will act if it's denied. I mean, the short answer is you just request permission every time. So we're going to want to know the startup state. Notification status. This is going to be similar to loaded. It is going to be. Oh no, this is a port. Oh, you can only do one value in and out. So I want to say whether notifications are supported and then what they are. Which will basically can be compacted into a single string. And then maybe I can reinterpret that into a type to be all nice, but ultimately we're getting a string out of the port in one form or another. Port notification status, port notification send. You know what? I don't know what it's going to look like yet. So index, index. So it's something like this. If, is this notification? Notification. Notification. Then app.ports. Notification status. Notification dot permission. else unsupported. And I guess I will have to get to send to actually change the status. But we can look at denied here and no, not even bother. So then on the Elm app side, we need to import Harbor. Yeah, it's fine. That's going to be a subscription. Yes, that's going to be a subscription. Almost certain to end up in with multiple subscriptions in this. Harbor dot notification status with the message would that also be the constructor of the type that we're going to use to represent this? So now our app needs a message. And I usually put the other ones that are sort of secondary things down there. Got notification status. This is going to be a string. No, I mean, I could decode it. These messages tend to be primitive values. I can decode it and put in the... no, I mean, like, HTTP will decode things. I'm ultimately need to show this in the view. So for the time being, type notification status equals unsupported or denied. Or, no, you are... a little rusty, okay. Or granted... well, I mean, default is... So default is the actual string that matches the API. User choice is unknown. Makes more sense to me. And what we're going to do is we're just going to cheese this and do toString model dot notification status. And then you also have to expose model notification status. Notification status. Messages, got that. Notification status. Got notification status, but this actually needs to be not that, but receive notification status. Receive notification status is a string. do a message. Status, a case status of unsupported denied granted and default we called unknown. Ooh. How do we... Oh, right. We also have to do got notification status. And then the model has to be initialized. Notification status equals maybe? I mean, arguably this thing should be a maybe itself. Yep. It's an equal sign. I was getting confused about that after the type signatures. Oh, and then we have an update. Got notification status. There should be a straight up model update. Model dot notification status equals status. No, model. Oh. Yeah. Let's explicitly document that we're picking that as the state. Because we don't have an other for this one. All right, you know what? I have to end up with my project here. Unknown. No. We have to exit the script so we can edit it. And actually being in debug mode is probably not a bad idea at this stage of things. Okay, we did not get a message. Well, okay, check the JavaScript. Oh. Oh, dot send. Okay, well that explains that. Oops. No, wait. It doesn't involve rebuilding. We have history. I wish you could... Okay, that actually says unknown now. Alright, add debug to that, remove the style sheet. Send, add a type, display the current status in our view. Add a new file. Send the initial notification permission. So now if we want to try to send a message, granted, send a notification, request permission. So there's probably going to be a use case where we want to say, okay, you did something that asks, well, actually, for this app, we're just always going to ask for it if we haven't been denied. Port request notification permission, or actually this is kind of a better map to the function. Does request permission? Nope, doesn't have any arguments. You're a command message, right? Index. Index. App.ports. Notification request permission. Subscribe. Is notification. Oh. This should keep on checking that. Notification dot request permission what? I bumped caps lock, didn't I? I never had to get around to remapping that. Then we send an update on our notification status. All right, Elm, subscriptions. Oh, no, it's not a subscription. This is actually a command. Actually, this is going to be a startup for our purposes. Harbor.notification request permission. Do I actually have to give you a nothing? So here's a question. No, I think that ports have very, very restricted signatures. I mean, we can try it for kicks, but yeah, I don't think it's just a command message. Invalid type. You need a particular format described here. Yep, well that answers that real quick. Are we reloading, or is the browser ignoring me? Oh, I must have the debugger open somewhere. Yeah. So it got back unknown. The callback's being called. We're getting another instance of it. All right, well, okay, fine. Not prompting user. Oh, when handling a user gesture. Well, okay, so this is 2014. Content setting. Allow all websites. So what I can do, if it's a file thing, then we drop down here. We get an Elm reactor as a little web server. How do you get denied? I didn't respond to that at all. Part of the allowed domains in the site's push package? What's a push package? This must be in the context of Apple push notifications. home folder with the included Apache. Well, that's Apple specific. HTML, notifications, local testing. iOS. I could put in this little check. Oh, this is in a button again, which I don't know if you can do from Elm. Okay, nothing there. Notification. That's not helpful. Oh, this is like push notifications, not... Yeah, this is the wrong... It's HTML. HTML notifications. This is on a button, though. Okay. Oh, that looks like a... Well, this is the only JavaScript file here. That doesn't seem right, though. What? There's the embedded... Wait, that looks like code. There's a script. I don't know why I didn't see that in the Elements panel. Notify? Is it using like notify.js or something? What's notify? Oh, it's defining this thing. Wasn't there a similar thing when I did hostable? Index. Let's read. Or the copy had to be there. That's the compiled JavaScript. Yeah, that's a UI message. So I can try attaching it to a button. So you're coming back as unknown. You're actually coming back as denied. So I might have to not send it on startup. So message. Button. Oh, I copied the events without editing them. To chat. It's a view message. And we send the harbor.request. Permission is our command. All right, now we need to compile. Oh, notification request permission. I've got the debugger open again, don't I? Okay, so you're still unknown. And you're still denied. So let's get rid of you. All right, how do I reset this? No. I need the settings of... Okay. I guess I can't change the settings of the incognito window. Oh, you know what? Actually, I should see if this is an incognito thing. Granted. How about the local file? Unknown. File wants to show notifications. allowed, but we're still getting back unknown. So I can allow all the times I want. It's not going to enable that. But through the server, and maybe it had already been granted somewhere? Well, that's awkward. All right, so I can't use you, can't use you. All my documentation stuff is going to have to be in incognito because I'm actually logged into YouTube. I don't want that showing up. And the actual application is going to have to run here. So that's going to be an entertaining mess of windows. Which means right, we actually want to do this. Right. No, there is a different case here. If it's unsupported, we don't care. I guess you don't have to subscribe. Well, then it doesn't matter if we send the response, now does it? So that will get filtered out in our code. Although probably it would be better to go ahead and do this such that if status permission so when we went into here, and this didn't even do anything, it just kept saying denied. But it's that browser is automatically denying things, so I'm not sure how that works. And that just sends the message again. So that's got to be somewhere in the settings. If the status is... Oh, hey, Rogue Assassin, how you doing? Yeah. If it is unsupported, doesn't matter. If it's granted, doesn't matter. If it's denied, it might stay denied. If it's unknown... Well, unknown is the one we specifically want to do. Then... All right, we've gotten ourselves into granted. I don't have a notes here yet. Incognito. Well, File pages always stay permission unknown. Incognito browsers always return denied. The far side, meaning you don't do any coding and you're just not concerned with it. Okay. That's our little web server. No, wait. I usually do notes. Nope, and I don't need the index. I don't think. Oh, and I'm kind of done with the. Well, I might need something like that. It's not going to look exactly like that, though. So we've got that code. We've got. Oop. Well, I didn't really need most of that stuff anyway. Request notification permission. All right, so now if we're granted, we're going to need a message to send. And I'm going to need a short break. It's been a little while. I'll be back in a few minutes. So actually, I mean, if permission is granted, it's probably just a matter of having the port to make the API call. But yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, you're going to get popped eardrums, but... Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I think I can do that. If we dig this out, fertilizers are off. Yeah, these fertilizer synthesizers are turned off. That's intentional, because we didn't. We've got this section, and that one's going pretty strong. Uh, as far as it goes, the only reason they're all active right now is because we had a backup in the bathrooms. Usually they barely run. I think.
So yeah, usually when I start a little farm and all that, guys heard. Um, guys, I got to give a shout out. Man, if my fingers would just work right now. Shout out. I am just like so, wow. if you guys, oh gosh, that doesn't work. Don't know who Milton T. Pike is, please go over and check him out. He is hilarious. You will instantly fall in love and be inspired. All streamers should just so wish to be like that. He
7-2-0.
Punto.
¿Hay alguien en el punto?
Sí, una fara.
Ah, que tiene la skin de. Ah, qué fuerte. Yo quiero esa.
¿Cuál? ¿De qué?
La que no tiene, la de Symmetra. La de. Esa es Symmetra Warframe, totalmente. Es Symmetra Lotus.
Sí, me trago así, vale.
Espérate, te voy a enseñar.
Vale, como tienen, claro, tienen una fara para...
It's because you're trying to call the read passwords on the list and not each individual object in there. So the list doesn't have the read passwords method, it's actually the objects inside the list. So if you say, for example, readers index 0.read passwords, I think that would work. So I think that's your issue there. So just do a for.
All right. Welcome back. So we're going to have a sending port. Ew. And I auto-completed it. So now we need to find notificat. Notifiction. And I got uncompiled stuff. Notificat. And then where is YouTube chat? All right, so everybody's happy here. Yeah, looks like it. Should try to go to that one. All right, so now we're doing this. Fix that typo. Except I already done the port. Well, or had I? I had not done the port. Okay. So now port notification send. This might get into some encoder decoder stuff, but I think the very, very simple proof of concept could just be a string. Index, notification, app.ports, notification send, .subscribe, function, we want to say if it equals granted. It is notification equals notification. Well, I don't really have a whole lot we can do with the notification object at this point. And this has a message. I mean, I almost could have just put notification in this as this function. Oh well. Now for this, well, we could try doing one on startup just for proof of concept stuff we're eventually going to want. better condition. So harbor.notification send. Actually, no, this is Elmland. Hey. Oh. You actually have to dismiss it. That's interesting. Oh, I can probably set that up. Unfortunately, like all interaction with this has to be in ports because there is an on-click. And I don't know what kind of error it can encounter. Many cases preventing the notification from being displayed. Prevent the browser from focusing. Oh, notifications tab. Well, that's fine. But how do I close a notification? Instance properties. Actions array. Remain active until the user clicks or dismisses it. That should be fine. Oh, you know, I wonder if the Windows focus mode thing's doing stuff. Notification close. Methods. Okay. Event target interface. So for our purposes, now if we were fancy, we could like make up like some integer ID for each notification. Or I guess, could sort of pass back a JSON value, and then you could at least be able to compare. I don't know. Probably are JSON values comparable? That's the question. Anyway, so close. Notice dot on close equals notice on click notice dot close. So that's all JavaScript, not having compiler errors, and we can click on it to dismiss it. Now that still has the focus behavior, right? So we want to do this, where instead of you, I knew how to do a delayed event. Package. So it's somewhere between task and process. Succeed, fail, and then sequence, perform, attempt. So sleep lets you return a task. Don't quite understand how these are gonna work. Maybe it could still send a message? I don't know. But anyway, sleep for a few seconds. Process.sleep for a few seconds. Gives us a task. With a task. Well, now wait, this already... succeeds with nothing. Oh, no, we have to task perform. It's the one that can't fail, so there is perform attempt. Actually, this is a task. Task.perform. And perform creates the command. We need a message that's what? Delayed notification. Notification. Task.perform delayed notification. So there's that. We thread the process sleep through to it. We get back a command, which is what we want. Delayed notification. Technically, it takes a nothing because that's what the upstream thing passes. Delayed notification. Oh, I swear I kept the line that actually did the send. Model harbor dot notification send hi. Gotta import all the stuff. I was lazy with my syntax. Was I? $49. Oh, there's where it went. I blended into the other code. All right, so now if we hide this. Oh, it does not focus the window. Now, is that because I closed it? Well, there's no function there. Yeah, okay, so I guess that was an out-of-date spec or an implemented spec. Okay. All right, so what have we actually accomplished right now? Oh, so we're doing the entire send process. So the delayed part is actually, that was just to test focus behavior. Let's put this back to here. Don't need that. Don't need that. Compile again. Send notification. Now, I'm curious. It's probably going to be too big of a project, but I'm just wondering how easy would it be to turn that into something else? So there is Twilio for text messages. How do they do? You'd probably need a server to protect some sort of API key. That's Node, not front-end JavaScript. Yeah, so I actually have to go develop a server, which we'd probably want to use same origin protection on. Sample app. This one's in Python. Oh, they have alternates. Yeah. So, yeah, so using a particular package here. Interesting focus method. New appointment. Straight up cron job. Send notification. Send a message to Twilio. Okay. Account SID, auth token. Yeah, so server stuff is way more than I want to get into right now. You might be able to do something. I wouldn't be surprised if Amazon has something too. Oh. Mobile apps, manage APIs. Was that products or solutions? Not compute. Mobile services. Engagement. Notification service. Simple email service. Delivery of sending messages. Oh. Oh, well, I mean, so it could be that kind of subscriber. Publish a subscriber. Oh, does this do targeted or is this broadcast? Scenarios. Application and system alerts. Specified users. Push email. Okay. Mobile push notifications. Oh. Well, this is to an app. We're not going to have an app. Cost reliability. Console. There might be other documentation, but this could involve getting a big library. And it will probably involve a server as well to manage some kind of authentication information. I could probably do this server side through API Gateway or Lambda. All right, so there is something here, but it's going to be a day in and of itself. All right. Get status. We have a basic technique down for that. So now, if we want to check for new activity on a YouTube channel, idea to chat whose messages. Do we have an example response? That's a schema. It's not an actual example. Nope. So did I have... Yeah, I had a copy of this in an actual browser. So let's see. What's a live chat ID? That's the question. Resource summary? Properties. Live chat, the broadcast returned the live broadcast resources snippet.livechatid. So we might have to go up here first. That match the API request parameters. At least one of the following scopes. Part. Broadcast status. Broadcast IDs. Only return broadcast owned by the authenticated user. So authenticated user is going to be an issue. That'd probably be what we'd want to do. Well, that would require the whole authentication loop. On behalf of content owner in a properly authorized request. Content owner channel. So is this different from broadcasts? Video stream. Once created. Parameters. ID. Broadcast IDs. Unfortunately, it sounds like you're going to have to... Well, there'll be some way you're authenticated. So we'd have to do that. And this is live broadcasts list. So I'm actually in part broadcast status mine true. Authentication. It's not giving me, so I'm logged in, but it's not giving me an execute button. Max results 1? No. Oh, the part must indicate a required parameter. ID snippet content details and status. So there's an ID of the broadcast, channel ID. live chat ID, and if I want to get live chat messages, it'd probably be something in there. So the things we can pass. Part name can include ID. I don't know if it matters. Sounds like snippet. Ah. Okay, now the API Explorer needs permission. E-tag, page info, total results, 0. Snippet, mine. Well, that's a little bit disturbing. Is there something in live streams, maybe, that's similar to that? Part ID, well, maybe it's a live stream. Instead of a live broadcast. Let me get down here. Part, what are your parts here? We got snippet. Mine true. Total results 0. Would I do any better if I used an API key, maybe? So that requires figuring out where we get an API key, auth credentials, creating API keys. Although browser key only allow referrals from domain to administer. Application runs on a client. If it's running on the client, well, I've just been using OAuth and OAuth doesn't work, so I guess we have to use a browser key. Also, is there like broadcast audio video content? Your Google account, register your application. It shouldn't have been a problem for the API Explorer. Authorized by the Google account that owns the broadcasting. So, because their API Explorer thing doesn't actually seem to work, we're in, yeah, that's in the right place. I don't know if I want like a... I see, normally I'd start by doing the decoders. All right, authorize. Must an author token. Oh. All of the methods require OAuth 2. You can include an API key, but it's not necessary. Now wait a minute. Authorize overview. Client-side flow. Yes, there's with the Twitch API, I was able to do basic stuff. At a lower request rate limit with just an application API key. And then worry, get all that working and then worry about how you upgraded it. Oh, and I guess, I should keep an eye on the chat, and we're done. So now we're trying to figure out YouTube page API. Obtain credentials. Direct the user to authorization server. Construct must properly contain the URL skip parameter values. User consent. Because that's what that's going to. Short-lived access token to the hash fragment. Validate the token. OAuth token info. So to do anything with this, we're going to go through that dance. Authorization bearer access token. And then we get to see if we can actually get stream data. Now I am actually... Should be restream. Oh. Let's see if all that stuff reset my status here. Okay, no, I'm still there. Okay, and now the page is actually loading. Okay, so no, that seems live, interestingly enough. So why is live broadcasts oh, maybe did I misspell the part to get snippet? Nope. How about just ID? Nope. It's result 0. Broadcast status all? Oh. Broadcast status mine. Oh. Okay. YouTube broadcaster IDs. And the broadcast IDs, if I wish I knew. All right, how about ID, snippet, content details, status? Nothing. Now it says API key is an alternate authentication. It's kind of weird. Uh, Can only be used for the channel you are authenticated has created. Yeah. Oh. You have to use the standard search list. Well, I am looking at my own channel. If I change pages, does that allow me to reauthorize? User not enabled for live streaming. Well, that's a bust. Search list. This looks the same to me. What? Live broadcast lists. Search. What? Broadcast type. That wasn't listed as a required parameter. Event or persistent. Then we have to do mine again and snippet. Oh, that's improperly marked as not required. Okay. And then broadcast status. Active. Incompatible parameters. Mine broadcast status. Well, on you. That seems bizarre. What if we do it without that? Oh, no filter. Is that, I already said it only included yours, so... Oh. So this only includes the authenticated streams. ID, snippet, live chat ID. So now we might be able to go to live chat messages. Live chat ID. ID snippet again. Now, of course, I actually have to do something in the chat for that to be interesting. All right, live chat messages list. Live chat ID, which we just got. Part. Snippet. Okay. So, all right, I can do decoders. But to actually send a request, we're going to have to get through all the OAuth stuff. Client-side flow. Permanent action requires authentication. You need to direct the user to Google's authorization server. So I've done authorization through Twitch in one other application. Yeah, following videos, Elm. Auth state, probably a good idea. Access token state from the callbacks. I haven't seen them recommend a UUID yet, although it would be good for replay prevention, using auth, using auth, using auth, go state.auth state, let's fetch yourself, okay, fetch your user account, fetch next user batch, fetch users, fetch follows, fetch videos. Well, it would have to be part of the auth state flow, request state. Auth equals nothing. Fetch users. That's just the fetch request. Oh, it's just a link. It says actually in the view. Display login. URL for redirect. Well, okay, so that's me. And then authorize URL. So to get a page login, we're going to want something like this. Location, location, model.location. So we need the navigation library. Elm package install. Is it Elm Lang? Navigation. All right, so then you navigation, location. We can keep an eye on the compiler, although it's going to be unhappy for a while, I think. All right, HTML import navigation exposing location. It becomes a navigation.program instead of an HTML.program. Now I still need HTML.map for the view, so I can't drop that module. So we need to have a current URL, which is going to be a message in our application, which looks like it takes a location. All right, so that is all of navigation. Location, current URL. Model has to have a location. Init has to take a location. Location, so we can just save that. And then eventually we're going to want to be extracting things out of it. Let's extract hash argument. All right, so that is it for the model. Oops. And I probably need that for a little bit, so I can actually see my OBS again. Yep, update function. Current URL, which is stinking trivial. Current URL location is a model location equals location command.none. All right, we compiled. So to bump it up the first step, we have to go back to our view, and we had display login. So this is off going to be at top. Now this is going to have a whole bunch of you also need import navigation exposing location. There's probably going to be a bunch of other problems. Yeah, authorize URL, auth state. Do they recommend response type scope state optional? Correcting music, correct resource, sending nonces, and mitigating cross-site. Okay, so I guess as long as we've got some code ready to go, we can implement that. Because it's actually, in a sense, it's going to be harder to take it out at this point. Did I put this in the view because it was shared? Oh, because it's just a maybe. So there's no type there. There is a message for the random, though. Oh, and did I need... package Elm random PCG. So I guess there's a little bit of cost to it. Wait, no. Install mgold elm random PCG. Oh, Isental. Oh, wait. Ooh. Oh, as random. So, yeah. It appears to be compatible with that. Elm package install. Danix23. Elm. UUID. Auth state, UUID. On startup, generate a random dot. Oh, I need my imports. So it is UUID exposing UUID import random.pcg as random. Right, init. Random dot generate. That's the uuid.uuid generator. And we have to respond to that message. Pixelogic Dev, thank you for the host. Asta uuid is a model request state equals just uuid. And now I have to put that in my model, actually. Oh, this was doing some... That's going to cause a page reload. Well, I don't have to actually check it yet. We can just put it in there to maybe do... Well, until I check it doesn't actually do request forgery. But we actually have to persist that because it's gonna be a link back or a redirect. So we actually have to save that in our local storage to be able to say, well, did they send us back the code we expected? Resolve loaded. So that is for pending requests, fetch self. Ah, yeah, so here in fact is that check. And that's it. So the model needs to have auth state, maybe uuid. We have to initialize that as nothing. Auth state equals nothing. And then, Pardon. Oh, that's the view. Okay. Import uuid exposing uuid HTTP. Oh, I haven't actually had to do HTTP stuff yet. Package install lang HTTP. You don't normally need HTTP in here. I don't know that it needs to expose anything. And then Twitch ID, well, now we're getting down to the nuts and bolts of, hey, we actually have different URLs with different parameters. HTTPS accounts.google.com OAuth to auth. Oh, client ID is required. All right, so let's do that in the incognito window. Guides. Client-side web applications. Developers console. All right. Okay, no enabled APIs. This is... You can find this value. Oh. I didn't realize I had a thing for that project. What are you? Manage resources. YouTube. Chat notification. I guess that is pending creation. Okay. So we go to there. Enable APIs and services. YouTube data API, analytics, reporting, ads reach, data API. Okay, overview. Credentials. Okay, so we're going to need something pretty much exactly like, no, not public, source, exactly like this. Except it's going to be a YouTube ID. And then you type ID example, YouTube ID, exposing client ID, blah. Now we write that under source, YouTube ID.elm. And then we go open that in a new window. Okay. Create credentials. Identifies your project. To check quotas and access. So this is in the process of the OAuth flow. So I think it's an OAuth client ID. You must first set a product name on the configuration screen. Oh. That we shown. Is the email address shown to users? On some platforms, the email address is shown to the developer info. Well, that's going to be a problem. Well, you know what? I can check. Where is... So if we go to reference, live broadcast list, snippet, broadcast status, broadcast type all. The request screen. Okay, so I picked that. Oh, no filter selected. I guess mine true? Oh, I guess I've already given permission to this, so I can't see what the permission screen looks like. Broadcast type. Oh no, it was broadcast status, active, mine, false. Anyway, oh no. Anyway, we found one earlier. I wish they'd tell us which platforms. So essentially, to use the YouTube API, I have to create a Google group to use for product support. uh... My groups, create group. Uh, hmm. Our email for Wendables, streaming tools, accessing the Google APIs. Email list. Probably more of a web forum. It has a group email address. Few topics. All members. I guess I could just say no one can use it, but sure. It's a possible support place. Okay. All right, now consent screen. I'm probably going to have to bounce this screen. OAuth consent. Wonderful streaming tools. Tube chat notification. Optional. Privacy policy. Optional until you deploy the app. So that'll be fun. web application. Authorized JavaScript origins. So for right now, authorized redirect URLs. The path. Cannot contain URL fragments or relative paths. URL fragments must be the curly brace patterns. And I think it had to be an exact URL. Location search. Location.href. So that's probably fine. All right. Oh, actually, can I edit that and say localhost? Okay. Now we have a client ID. Yeah, okay. Close that window. All right, so this we need to import YouTube ID. YouTube ID. Redirect URI. Now we're back to your documentation. Redirect URI, response type, token. Scope, required. And scope equals manage your YouTube account. I don't need to manage it, I don't think. Auth YouTube. Okay. View your account, upload videos, audit details. So I think... Oh, we're going to need... this is a URL. So we're going to need http://encode URI. Again. Approval prompt. Each time she tries to complete a particular action, only to grant it first time. We're going to want to streamline that for now. If you know which user, I might be able to do that. We'll see if there's have a parameter for that. All right, drop that for a bit. Okay, we've got state, URL for redirect. What are our actual errors? Oh, because this was like all the header stuff. So you don't have a refresh button. Maybe? Maybe? Maybe. Just getting all these things wrong. Model has this type model, request state. Oh, I didn't add that. Actually, wait, is it request state or auth state? Request state. Oh, okay, in the model it was request state, not auth state. Interesting. Dog and Lake, thank you for the host. I think that's an auto host with the remainder from last night, I'm guessing. Looks like you had a good stream, though. I saw parts of it, some interesting little Oxygen Not Included creations going on there. So wait, so what was auth state? State.auth state. Oh, auth state was the loaded thing. Request state was the model. Okay. Looks like a record is missing auth and self. Model.auth. Oh, there is a model.auth, however. Which is a maybe string? Right, because a token is effectively a string. Maybe I should do something with the YouTube model. Okay, request state, it was auth. That is a maybe string for the token. And what was I doing? I have to define that. We have to, so self is a user. Oh. Origin path name, log out. We're not really set up to do this yet. And then, okay, we do call that. Login granted. Oh, I should probably actually disable this for a little bit. That was just kind of the testing. Oh, and this is where I'm not completely sure what it's going to say. Oh, redirect URI mismatch. I have to include, for these purposes, I have to include public index HTML, I guess. For testing purposes. OAuth consent? No. Credentials. Authorized JavaScript origin, OAuth. Public index.html. And then we're not sure what's going to pop up here because I do have to do as a, yep. So this, hopefully it keeps this, otherwise it's a little bit awkward. Okay, that, yeah, so it shows the email of the logging in user. And I have no state recognition yet. So what well, actually, that is an expiring token, so that's a little bit, well, then it will just say not logged in eventually. So now all right, so I have that, so it shouldn't actually be causing a screen, maybe until we actually try to do something. But that's actually a big chunk of code. Oh, and we have to, before it shows up in the diff, .get ignore, source YouTube ID.elm, get status, there's the example, whole bunch of libraries, login prompt, which we need to make that more of a div, but it's not an issue yet. Bunch of extra state we're not fully utilizing yet. Get add source, get commit. I'll commit. Create a OAuth, a Google OAuth redirect URI URL. All right, now I think the main step. All right, so this is what was it? Access token. Access token. Access token. So YouTube init let yeah, just state. We're going to want that eventually. Notification status unknown, location. Request state is state. Auth equals auth. And then we need to extract hash argument. Can we do anything to say we got that? Oh, because it's model.auth. It'll change to a logout link. All right, so I just want to be a little bit careful with this. Log out. There we go. Oh, and this is just a text, so one thing that would actually help differentiate this a little bit would just be to wrap a div around it. Oh, display login is a span. So we should probably do like header. There we go. It's a little bit better. So we retrieve the access token. How are we doing that? Okay. Retrieve access token. Login hint. Short-lived access token expires in and token type. Seconds from when? Yeah, that's... The access denied error message. Oh, error equals access denied. I mean, we just kind of don't get the... Oh, they want us to validate a token. Google APIs, OAuth2, token info, and set the token as the access token's parameter value. Access token. Process the token validation response. So this will probably be our refreshed expires in. Scope. Include the... Oh, user info profile. Manage user sessions. Well, the YouTube API is already getting mined, so I don't really need an ID. Oh, so actually, validate the user's token is already doing a bit of the safety stuff. Also, oh, right, I need to be able to load my own state to... check the state. Validate the token. Send a request to... receive notification status, subscriptions. Validate token URL. Takes a you would never validate no token. Access token equals HTTPS. You know, I just don't want to typo this. Access token equals plus token. Validate token is a string to command message. Token equals so this stuff has actually been, or a lot of this stuff has been extracted into the Twitch API where we are doing our Helix call. So this one and the other calls, we might actually want to do something like this after a few runs at it. Send. This is an abstracted method, so we don't need the we do need the parameter. We need the token info response as an HTTP request, which is you know what, this is going to be so very, very similar. Method get. This is actually something we have to work out. This is. I don't think this requires the headers, so this is just an empty list. URL is the validate token URL of the token. Body's empty body expect. This is where we have to go write a token decoder. Timeout, the thing has been. Expect a token info. A YouTube. Well, this isn't YouTube data. This is like a. This is Google APIs. Process the token response. All right, so got that. Now we have to do a whole bunch of, let's see, we're going to have, I just need to pin this for today. Source, Google APIs. I guess I could have one folder for like stuff, but then we have Google APIs and we have the YouTube data. So they're kind of different things. YouTube data, or maybe is this? They have been versioned. And you are Google APIs. Oh, that's an OAuth 2 v1. Or maybe this should be data. And then you're going to be the OAuth 2 v1. All right, just preparing things. So edit source Google OAuth 2 v1 decode.elm. Module Google APIs dot OAuth 2. Okay, Helix is the version, in a sense. Exposing, we're going to have a token info and a token info and a sample token info. Which we usually have for testing purposes. Import JSON.decode exposing type alias token info equals this is actually easier to run off the, well, actually, here we go. Sample response. Sample token info equals. So token info, it has a audience. Which I'm going to have to call a string. Only present if you include. So this is a user ID. I don't need it, but for completeness, we can say it's a maybe. It is passed as a string, even though it appears to be an encoded integer. A scope. Wait, a scope, a space-delimited list of scopes. Seems like it would be a lot more useful if we pre-decoded that. And an expires in, which appears to be an integer. Although you could maybe believe it's a float. I don't think we need more precision than that. And then a token info is a decoder of token info. Equals map 4 on the token info constructor field audience as a string field this maybe field user ID as a string. Scope as a field scope as a I'm going to want a custom one for that. Field expires in int. And scope is a decoder of list string, which decodes a string do we have Elm up yet? JSON.decode. So this is either and then or map, and I just always forget which is which. Transform a value to a value, and then returns it into another decoder. Okay. Map the string onto split. String dot split on spaces s. Oh, actually. Well, scopes might be a thing. Might be a thing in other parts of the API. Could be. And that is YouTube import Google APIs .oauth v1 .decode as Google APIs. They really need token info? Not really. Google APIs OAuth 2. Oh, and I have to install HTTP. No, I already had HTTP for encode. But I have to actually import HTTP. Oh. And then we need to do responses to web requests, which are not going to be here. All right, auth state. Token info. Result HTTP .error. There's only a single token. Now we're going to have to define the update for it. Token info is a OK token, or it is a error. And you are model command.none let equal debug.log access token validation failed. Error in. So this is going to be model or auth equals just token. Actually, model or auth equals nothing. Auth equals just token. We will eventually want to do things here. Oh. Yes, because I was doing auth equals, setting it directly there. What we really want to do is validate the token. But now we have to get into command.batch. Do that. Do the other thing. So if auth equals nothing, then it is, I guess we just do a case. Case auth, because we actually need to get the token out of just token. Then we do validate token token. Else if nothing, we do command.none. All right, and I'm still a little bit paranoid about. Oh, we still got errors. Oh. Token info. Yeah, so this is the stuff. What does this look like again? The token is expired, but tampered with or has permissions revoked. Error message in the JSON. Well, it's a 400 error and a body. Expired. Well, if it's a 400 error, I think we're going to go down the error path anyway, and the decoder isn't even going to see it. Yeah. So it's... Oh. Doesn't actually include the token. Oh. That's info. Yeah, it doesn't really matter at that point. Just token. I could maybe track the expires time to see how refreshing works. But I mostly just need to get a response. It might be interesting to track that. Debug.log, token expires in toString info dot expires in oh, this thing takes a data, and I think it can even toString it for us. And then token info what's your complaint? Message must declare its use of a type variable token. Oh. Alright, so that actually works. So just in case it pops up the box again. Token expires in 1880. Alright, so we've validated a token. Oh. Git add source. Well. Include that. HTTP. Send the initial request. I might be able to wrap this up into the library somewhere. I'm not worried about extracting it right now. Git add source. Validate access token. Oh boy. So now we could maybe attempt, well, we have to get calling the API. This actually is going to, I think is going to look a lot like, refreshing a token. Oh boy. Post token. Revoking a token. You know what? I forgot to check. Google URL shortener. So, I mean, maybe they do a few things, but not directly. Alright, so that'll be all good stuff. Yeah. Calling the API. This looks like it's pretty much exactly the same as the Twitch. So we'll start here. Well, we'll start with a single request and well, except we've already basically got the code right here. Right there. Anyway. I should probably have a reference. Window. Twitch API. Helix. Oh, so this is actually going to be the YouTube data. And once again, it's not actually shared code yet. But I expect that this will be... so YouTube, I mean, essentially. Quantity, the auth, decoder, tagger, URL is going to be YouTube headers. I don't want to deal with it right now. So... all right. Oh. Actually, this is the Twitch headers. Authorization bearer. Yes, though, I guess the client ID just happens... yeah, okay. So we don't need a client ID here. I can kind of skip this. All right, so that's all support stuff. Oh. All right, and now we can actually attempt to make, so I'm pretty sure that's still bearer. Reference. Live broadcasts. We need to find the current broadcast. List. So we need the live broadcasts URL. I'm not sure there's any parameters. We can go ahead and abstract it anyway. Well, no variable parameters. So part equals snippet. Current live broadcasts. Filters, exactly one. So broadcast status, ID, or mine. Oh, this is called optional, but it's actually required. Which I think it always does anyway. So we need broadcast status equals active. And we found out we needed from the Explorer was broadcast type. Or maybe it was broadcast type with mine. Equals kind of has to be all. But I could get... Yeah, if I don't do broadcast status, I could get the wrong things. All right, and then fetch live broadcast. Well, it's called broadcast, even though it's... So for here, the client ID is implicit. The auth is implicit in the model. Decoder is implicit in the request. Tagger is implicit in the request. Do a command message. All right, so YouTube. Specifying client ID is YouTube ID dot client ID. Auth is auth. Decoder equals, well, that's just me getting ahead of myself. I mean, I could. Well, okay, I lost that. Oh, there we go. Decoder equals JSON.decode.value. Tagger equals live broadcasts. Do I need any information to this? I don't think so. And URL equals live broadcasts URL. So to support that, we need to have a message. Live broadcasts. Live broadcasts, result, error. And it's going to be just a JSON.decode.value for the time being. Update, update, update. Token info. This is actually not a bad start. This is not going to do anything yet. Model. Fetch broadcasts failed. And we want to, okay, oh, we don't have token here. Oh, actually, and say, how about we replace that token info with live broadcasts. Oop. And okay, value live broadcasts is value really. Really? Okay. I'd swear that was a thing that we've used on occasion. No, I don't think so. I know Did Elm, like, change that in, like, some point release? No, we're in string. Decode value. Type alias value equals value. JSON.decode. Oh, wait. No, yeah, this is in fact value. Okay. We're actually trying to call a method that just does it as a thing. Wait, we've already used this? Because we haven't had to import it here yet. All right, now and I'm just always nervous it's going to prompt me and show up my email address again. Oh, we haven't actually tried to send a message. Fancy that. So the obvious place to do this would be when validation succeeds, which means it's going to be a fetch live broadcasts, which takes the model.auth, which hasn't been updated yet. All right, and we do have the expires in value, so it should be relatively good there. Oop. Bad status. Not found. Oh, yeah, I missed a status is bad indeed. URL. Right, because it was right where the line was wrapping. Bad status. Oh no, snippet. Oh, that's bad status from the lower level library. Content encoding. Not found. All right, so let me make, because I mean, no. Well, maybe it was an error code when I was going through the API Explorer. All right, so live broadcast. Oh. This doesn't have the URL, But live broadcast list. So let me guess, I have to do /list on there. HTTP request. No, it's just a get to live broadcasts. Oh, what scope did I request? YouTube.read-only. Where is token? Let's temporarily look at what the scopes are. Oop, I hadn't compiled yet. Expires in scope. YouTube.read-only. Okay, that is included in the information. So now here's where I have to check my parameters. So we're trying broadcast type. Wait, oh no, it's repeating it. Really? Can't get any wider. Broadcast status. All right, so snippet. Broadcast status active. Broadcast type all. Oh. Oh, I said that false in there. Snippet. Broadcast status active. Broadcast type all. Let me have a quick look at this. I think might show some stuff in the headers. Response headers. Authorization bearer. X-frame options, same origin. Oh, okay. Well, access control allow origin. It's specifying the one I said. But that should match. Not found. What am I missing here? All right, I copied this URL. Part. Snippet. Broadcast status. I wish they would actually show you. Well, maybe if I did monitor network requests on this window. Oh? Okay, they passed a key parameter. Request headers. Authorization bearer. So what's the key? You have the option. You have the option. But this is general, so maybe particular APIs require it? All right, credential, API key. Key equals API key. All right, so we need to go into example. So I don't yet know exactly what this is going to look like. So we'll just leave that as we'll just leave it as that. Or maybe we should do API key. And then I'm not sure how to control where that opens now, so I guess we just go over here. YouTube ID. We do API key, update the exposing. Get that in there, close the buffer. So what does restrict key do? Unrestricted. Application restrictions. Okay. HTTP refers, Android apps, iOS apps. So we'll set this one up for, well, you can have multiple refers, so that's fine. I can. Select API. Oh. That's the only API I have enabled right now. And did it actually take the HTTP refers restrictions? Yes, it did. Okay. All right, so now we need to go back to YouTube notification. Oh. Well, for this is in here. So for now, we'll just do key equals YouTube ID.api key, because that's, oh, so I don't actually use, so actually what we do is we convert this. Well, I have to append it to the request, which may or may not have a, yeah. Getting an API. Android. Validate the token, calling the API. They said nothing about including a key. But there's clearly a key in their console, which actually works. So let's think about that later. And I'm not sure. We've only gone down about 200 the time we've been doing this. Bad status. Not found. Oh. Pff. Sometimes it's the little things. Oh, haven't compiled yet. Hey! Live broadcasts. Okay, so that's fine. Now, do you give me a nice example? Or do I need to pull that one to set up my decoder? It's a schema, it's not a sample. Yeah. Now, this has been Elm re-encoded. So I definitely want to get, well, this is already a step here. This only helps so much because they don't have anything distinguishing them. Oh, did I bring in decode just for that? No, I had to use the further stuff here. Make a request for broadcasts. No decoder yet. And all right, I need to get this. Or I'd like to get this sample saved as long as I got it. I can go copy it again pretty easily. Well, it's mainly there's only so much to copy here. Edit source YouTube data v3 code.elm. This is going to be a live broad. The type is going to be a cast. The API is live broadcasts, and we have a sample live broadcasts. Sample live broadcasts. And you know what? Maybe I just don't actually try to compile and commit this yet. So yeah, this is an array. So we're gonna have live broadcasts. We'll probably use live broadcast internally. And there's that live chat ID, which is like the only field we need for this application. But I guess after Twitch, I've gotten into the habit of pulling out everything I need. All right. However, this is going to be a little bit of a... I mean, if everything went really, really well, I could see this. We pull out just the ID. What is this? This is not even showing up in my chat. Interesting. Oh, are you on Twitch? Where is... Yeah. Okay. Sure. We have to pull out the chat ID, make the request to chat to get the list, and then actually get something that was like triggering alerts and alarms. So it's a little bit much at the moment. So I'll like have all the actual app. We'll have the rest of the API and all the actual app development for next time. But that is there. It is not going to be... oh, we're not importing this module, so it's not going to be kerfuffled about compiling it yet. We closed the quotes yet. Okay. So yeah, it's about lunchtime. So we got you. And we've successfully authenticated sufficiently to make a request. That's some kind of progress. Thanks to Left for Takurai, Asarat Gaming, Lizzie Live, Cat Knox, One Jelly Bean, Pixel Logic Dev, Haskin TV, Deadly Taco, Stormy Ice Leopard, Kuro Kitsune, Ned Makes Games, Joy Chef Rapey, and Dog and Lake for hosting me. Let me see if I can find anything to recommend. Meanwhile, this is when I typically have streamed in the past. There could be some things upsetting that, but we'll see. Times are US Central, but hopefully you can extrapolate from the red lines to your local time zone. We have anybody else coding right now? No. All right, so what else do we got? Hmm. Oh. Actually, that's interesting. Yeah, schedule looks good. So the Ravirius is the like volunteer community moderator for, or well, one of the primary moderators for the Astroneer community. He's actually playing Factorio right now, which is another game that I've done on occasion and is pretty interesting. And it's a little bit like programming in and of itself. So if you're looking for someplace cool to hang out, that's someplace cool to hang out. Thanks for hanging out with me. Goodbye, and till next time.